Do it. Hey everybody, it's Matias Salvo. Joining me today is Deschanel Gavon and Andrew Green.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's up, guys?
Hello, everyone.
How's everybody doing today? Glad I'm here with my great friends here, Deschanel and Matias, of course. Thank y'all for having me today. I know last time y'all had an episode without me, I was a little jealous.
Well, you made a little cameo.
Yeah, I made a little cameo, but it's always good to be there from the beginning.
Sure. Well, you're here now, and you know what? I'll let you steer the conversation a little bit. What topic do you have today?
I asked you all what y'all did, spoke about last episode, and you spoke about, Deschanel briefly touched about her goals and aspirations for Warrensburg, but, I'm originally from Columbia, so, of course, I'm a Southern boy.
Sure.
I want to say I'm a country boy at heart, but, we can talk about our upbringings and where we are today and how we actually...
Yeah, you guys grew up in the country. I'm from Miami, Florida. I'm curious as to what you guys have to say about the context of this. The Southern life. Yeah.
Because some folks, I actually was listening to a podcast Wednesday, I believe, on Thursday. I was listening to a podcast on Thursday, and they were talking about how Miami is, of course, they're Floridians,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not actually Floridians.
Yeah.
It's like you go down to, of course, was it Fort Lauderdale? That's the last point before you get Miami, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to Miami. But they said that's like a cutoff.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Miamians are not Floridians, really.
When you hit like Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, you hit the Jewish retirement community, and then you hit this sort of centralized. Yeah. You hit the Jewish retirement community, and then you hit this sort of centralized. It's a sort of little Afro-Cuban. There's like little Haiti, and there's a lot of Cuban people, and then there's sort of a mixture of Hispanic. But it's not Southern. It's sort of, I'd say Northern, but not
it's
so
just a
Northern.
melting pot,
Yeah.
you're saying. Miami's a melting pot.
Yeah.
Now, this, I know you know, but parts of Florida are very rural.
Oh, yeah.
The majority of the United States is rural.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was going to Panama City Beach one time for spring break, and I'm talking about, cotton, corn, indigo. I was like, where are we at? Where are the beaches and sunshine?
Mm-hmm.
It's just nothing but humidity and gators.
No, yeah.
But yeah.
You do get rural gators. I feel like that's what happens in North Florida, is you'll get like these long fields and big forests that are burned down sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And then gators.
Mm-hmm.
There's gators everywhere.
So, Deschanel, have you been to Florida before?
Yeah, I have family in Jacksonville, and I've been to Miami, and what other parts have I been to? I've been to Orlando, too, yeah.
Orlando's definitely fun, family and adult spot.
Definitely a
Favorite
tourist
town down there.
hotspot. Did you go to any of the theme parks?
Yeah, I went to Disney World, but Disney World is a little childish to me. I think it's more so for kids, but it was
Really?
fun.
They got Epcot, and they got Animal Kingdom out there.
Oh, well, yeah, but Animal Kingdom, that was a little kiddie.
They got a lot of stuff for you. What did you go to in Disney World? Because it's like 5-7 different sections.
Isn't it 7?
I think so.
I think we just went to the Animal Kingdom park. And then we went, it was raining all day, so it was just a bad experience
okay.
altogether.
Daisy was still open.
Yeah, they gave everybody, well, you didn't get them. You had to buy the little ponchos, so everybody walking around with the ponchos on.
Yeah.
With the Mickey Mouse ponchos? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It had Mickey ears on the top of them.
Mine didn't, but I think you could get that.
Sure.
That was an extra feature, extra price.
What year was this? Were they also promoting like Marvel stuff?
No, what year was this? This was was this 2015?
Oh.
Okay.
It wasn't super long ago, but it wasn't last year.
Sure.
Yeah.
The last time I was in Orlando with, we're totally off topic because we were talking about country living, but
We were talking about, yeah,
it
goes all around the place.
We'll start with you first. But last time I was in Orlando, it was I want to say around 2010. Remember I rode the Hulk ride, the Incredible Hulk, and that was still a big marquee thing down there at Universal Studios.
Oh yeah, it's still like an hour-long wait to go onto the Incredible
great
Hulk.
ride.
It's a
If
great
you've never
ride.
ridden it,
It's a
it's a
classic
great
ride.
ride.
It starts at 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
you go through a corkscrew and you
Yeah.
topsy-turvy, all that. I lost my cell phone actually.
Oh.
I was wearing gym shorts.
Oh, that would have ruined my whole trip.
The last time I went to Universal Studios, I went on the Riptide rocket thing.
They actually when I went, that
Yeah.
was the first year it was open.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the ticket to get into You know, we went to Alice of Adventure, but that's in Universal Studios.
Yeah.
So,
It's
I went to
different
Disney
thing.
World. I went to Magic Kingdom. I
Mhm.
only rode one ride, and I made my mission to ride one ride. It was
Which ride
Space
was it?
Mountain.
Space Mountain's a classic,
It's
man.
classic. You gotta ride Space Mountain.
Yeah. My sister has a story where she actually went on Space Mountain and they got stuck halfway through.
No.
They stopped the ride and they turned the lights on when they stopped the ride.
Oh, so he's got all the good stuff.
All the mystique's gone.
Just
She's
all the-
like, once you see it with the lights on, it's just like a bunch of metal bars and like dangly bits.
Oh, that's
It's
no
just like
fun.
an empty room.
All your dreams just shattered. Huh?
Yeah.
Mm. Well, I mean, yeah, but Florida is. My friend has moved to Jacksonville actually, and he's having a rough time getting some stable stuff. He didn't.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to. He think he expected something different, but he got a different vision. But
Jacksonville's definitely like a very mixed place.
it was the biggest
You've been,
city
right?
in Florida, right?
It's
Yeah, I've been. And then we rode. You know, you have to go through Jacksonville to get to Miami, at least from the part I came from. But Jacksonville's, it's nice. The part I've been in, I heard it can get a little bad on certain sides, but I've never been to the bad sides of Jacksonville.
sure. It's very commercial in some ways. You know, Miami we have like the arts center. I feel like that's generally the Jacksonville I stuck to is like the arts place and stuff. I saw like a concert once there, and I went to a couple festivals, but I haven't really been to Jacksonville that much. I've passed through maybe like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I've always passed through myself as well. Never stopped. I heard they got some good food though, some good eating though.
Yeah,
Remember I saw an article.
it's
They had a new business. It was a barbecue, car wash, and cleaners joint all in one. I was like, you get some food, get your car wash, and you get your dry cleaning done
yeah.
at the same time. One stop shop, right? But
The problem is you got all that barbecue sauce on your clean clothes.
that's it. Well, it's wrapped in plastic, so to make
Okay.
sure that you don't have the messy, sticky fingers
Sure.
that you would expect. I would hope so. Then you gotta,
You hope, yeah.
hopefully you don't put the grease in your car when you.
Yeah.
Well, it's a win-win situation for some folks, I guess.
Yeah.
So, Dave
Glad
Chanel,
I-
how do you think your country living is different from what we just talked about?
Well, Orangeburg. Well, you're from Columbia. I would say Columbia is a little bit more city-like than Orangeburg, definitely.
Yeah.
Orangeburg is just, we don't have anything here. We did have things here in the past, like a movie theater, as we was talking about in a previous podcast, but that's gone. And it's always rumors about a new movie theater coming, a bowling alley, but nothing ever comes here. They do still have the skating ring. The skating ring used to be more popping back in the day, but now it's kind of going downhill. But country living, I mean, it's okay. I'm from the country, but it's not for me, I would say that.
And I know my family's from Utahville, South Carolina. It's about 45 minutes from downtown Orangeburg.
Ooh, that's even worse.
Yeah, so I was down there, raised every Saturday down there. My grandfather still lives there, and I got family there. But yeah, I've experienced it to some extent, but not to actually every day. But I remember when my grandmother was still living, she would she would go out there and pick some peas and whatnot, right? And we would be finishing playing, and we'd be like, "Grandma, can we get some some biscuits or some sweet tea or something?" And she'd go inside and she'd come back and we'd be sitting on the porch, and she would put the pan of peas in front of us and say, "All right, get the shelling." So, it's still, I feel like though that these traditions of our ancestors have to be carried on some way, but it's always good to know where we come from. You feel the same way?
Yeah, I always remember where you come from.
Definitely.
It's important.
So how long have you been living in Orangeburg, Matthias?
I don't know, 3, 4 years now. I've been to school for 3 years, and I lived here about a year before I went to school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what brought you to Orangeburg?
My dad lives here, free rent.
Okay. Free
Yeah.
rent? Okay.
That
Okay.
was the main appeal.
Is the heat different here than Miami?
Yeah, it's much drier. When I first got here, I started noticing like this like red spots, like my skin started cracking because I was so used to the Miami humidity.
So it was more humid in Miami.
Yeah. It's so
Wow.
super humid in Miami. It is like boiling alive humid in Miami.
So
Wow.
do you prefer Miami over Orangeburg? Or
Over Orangeburg?
yeah.
Yeah. over like anywhere, I don't necessarily know. But over Orangeburg, I feel like Miami's an easier choice to say. Yeah,
Cost of living.
like, there's a cost of living, but there's more life in.
Yeah. Everybody squeeze on that. It's an island out there, right? It's an island. Is Miami an island?
Miami's not an island.
Okay.
The Keys are an island,
Okay.
and they're drivable from Miami. But Miami itself, no, I think it's because it's connected to the swamp. I could go to the Everglades like all the time if I wanted
Okay.
to. See alligators. Have you ever seen an alligator, Deschanel?
Well, I have, like, at an aquarium, but not actually out walking.
Oh, okay.
I have a really scary story for Deschanel real fast. I was about 10 years old, right? And my parents bought me and my brother a paddle boat to go out on the Lake Marion out there. My grandfather can see the lake from his house. So he was like, oh, yeah. One year, with my parents, they bought us a paddle boat, go out there and wade in the water and stuff, right? So the day we brought it out down there, we took it out. The first day was cool. Everything was all jazzy and cool and stuff. The second day was cool. Third day, all right, it was like third Saturday from when we first put it out. We noticed something in the water, just chilling. Mind his business, but we didn't know what it was. It's all right, just keep on going out and stuff. So eventually we realized that it was an alligator.
Oh.
And you don't understand how fast we pedaled. Like, we pedaled so fast to get off the water. But eventually we knew, like, they weren't going to bother us. But just that experience probably just frightened us. We were 10, 12 years old, so. Mm-hmm. And my mother was a mother, so.
Oh, no, if they're going to attack you, no.
Can't they, like, swallow you whole?
Knock over your boat.
Yeah, probably some rumor stories. Yeah. If they're big enough.
Because there was the one story about the lady in Florida who was walking her dog or something, and they couldn't find her body, so they thought it swallowed her whole.
I mean, they can, like, snap you. It depends on the size of their mouth and how much they... You'd have to be in their mouth entirely before they snap shut on you to get swallowed whole. Most people, I think, wouldn't just crawl inside an alligator's mouth.
Yeah.
I know they eat dogs.
They do eat dogs.
I know I thought you were talking about the story of when the lady was walking her dog and they had a pond to a golf course.
Yeah, that one.
They ate the dog. And then she was like, it ate my
They can
dog.
eat the dog whole because it's
so small. Especially if it's a little toy dog, like a chihuahua.
Okay, well, this must be another story because they were saying the lady and they couldn't find her body. Nowhere, like, in the lake or whatever it was.
Well, I mean, they could eventually get eaten.
Maybe a ball python. Well, the ball
Oh, yeah, he
pythons are
probably...
a big problem down there. Have there ever been stories of ball pythons?
Ball pythons in Florida?
In the Everglades? I know they were pets, and then they go out and they people put them in the Everglades and they get big. I know there's
a couple instances of that, but I don't think they've, like, taken over. I don't think they're a significant population.
Well, he could have tried to eat her, and then once you suffocate, you're dead.
And you're just slowly ingested by the snake.
I'm pretty sure
Scary.
a ball python couldn't get that large.
Sure.
From somebody's small enclosure tank. But you never know.
No. But if they were released in the wild, they could.
And snakes grow to their environment, right?
There's a couple instances I've read of, like, ones like, my boyfriend's snake ate my baby.
What?
It didn't get away my baby.
Yeah. It was like this stepdad or whatever had a pet snake, and it was like a very large python. And because the baby's generally so small,
Yeah, because snakes can, like, squeeze you to death, too.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the snake, because you got to have, like, constrictors, and then there's ones that use poison, and then there's ones that...
I could never sleep at night knowing a snake is in my house.
I couldn't either. I know there was an instance where people find snakes in their toilet.
Yeah.
They lift the seat up and there's a snake in their toilet.
That was especially in New York. My brother actually had an apartment in New York. He had a pet snake, and it was small. Well, and I saw it, but apparently it disappeared into the apartments before he left, before he moved away.
I don't know about everybody else, but how many people look in the toilet before they sit down?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't.
It depends sometimes. If I'm tired, I just need to get in, get out.
And it was a recent story. Did y'all see the video where the man was driving and then he was recording how the snake was coming from, like, under his seat in the car?
Did not see that.
I would have crashed. But
You would have crashed?
While he was driving?
Snake?
Like he was driving and it was just coming out.
Oh.
Ooh.
from the inside. Because, you know, snakes can squeeze into anything.
Ooh.
basically.
Yeah, they're very tight. They like tight spaces too.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Ooh. I'm still thinking about that. What I would do,
Like
how I
those
react.
spaces.
That's nerve wracking.
So the thing about the toilet snake is they generally will survive in like an air pocket inside the bend. So even if you look down, you won't really be able to see them because they're generally.
But he was
inside
recording
the
and still
toilet.
driving, so he obviously wasn't that scared. Because, you know,
No.
some people not scared of him, but I probably would have raked or something.
Yeah,
Sure.
I would have tried my best to pull over the side of the road and get out the passenger seat sideways.
Okay. You gotta pay attention. I always forget the color scheme. There's supposed to be like a mnemonic device to know whether it's poison.
Yeah,
or not.
usually if it's a more bright color,
Yeah.
like I'm wearing a yellow shirt. If you see a yellow snake, I'm pretty sure it's poisonous.
Right.
If it's more of a darker color, then it's not poisonous.
then it's fine.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
want to see none of them.
There's not that many poisonous snakes.
Now, there is a snake in South Carolina called the cottonmouth.
Yeah.
That is a poisonous snake. They open their mouth, and it's a white substance, or there's a white coloring in their mouth. That's a poisonous snake. Water moccasins.
Yeah.
That's a poisonous snake in South Carolina. Of course, we got a little bit of everything else too, but that's
Sure.
one thing that's down in the Orangeburg area, down Lake Marion. So
You even have alligators around here sometimes.
there are alligators out here
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, there's some videos with them in Myrtle Beach. They just had a real big one down in Myrtle
I
Beach.
did see that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I told you all earlier. I told A Chanel this. I was in the live studio, but they have a couple shark attacks previously, like 3 this month, I believe, off the coast of North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and they said they only have about 2 a year,
Yeah.
3 in 1 month. But the reporter and the, of course, marine biologist was saying on the news last night. I saw that it's very rare that the same shark has done this. It's usually the sharks get a taste of flesh or they chomp on bone, and they just like it and they don't do it again. So he's saying it's very rare that it's the same shark.
Oh. They just enjoy it? They have no, like,
Basically saying there's not
gratification
going to be any cannibalistic shark, not cannibalistic, but human,
Yeah,
sharks
yeah.
that like human flesh.
Right.
Because it's not on their primary, it's not in their primary diet.
Sure. I'm sure it's not as much nutrients as, fish and dolphin.
But maybe, possibly, it could be something to do with global warming and the seas warming quicker.
Oh, yeah. Because it's just normally the
Migration may be different.
the seas are, like, too shallow for sharks to really be at the beach. But now, with the ice caps melting, maybe we'll see more sharks closer to shore.
I hope not.
There's also changing migration patterns in their prey too, because sharks
prey.
just follow whatever they follow. They never sleep. Sharks never sleep, right?
Did not know that.
Is it
They
they
don't.
never
They don't
sleep?
sleep at all.
I think they don't close their eyes. They can't stop.
Oh, I did. When they stop moving, their
Yeah.
metabolism stops. Is
Their
that what it
metabolism-
is?
Yeah.
I did read or heard that somewhere. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
So they have to be constantly moving. So they might sleep, but they're still moving. It's like dolphins sleep with their eyes open. Not their eyes. They have like a double eyelids. Like one's to protect them from water. One's like basically goggles, and one's like actual eyelids.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Marine mammals and marine animals. That's
Like crazy.
awesome. Yeah.
And there's so much we don't know.
There is a lot we don't know about the ocean.
Yeah, because you can't even stay down there that long.
No.
You
No.
die.
Can't stay down that long at all. So it's a whole different world down there.
Mhm. And coming up has its own troubles. If you
Mm-hmm.
come up in the ocean too fast, you could
Hmm.
get the bends.
I forgot what it's called. Nitrogen poisoning. Is that what it is?
The bends is what I heard.
Oh,
it
the
was.
bends.
Yeah.
Exactly, the bends.
But there's a fancier name for it.
Did you see that movie, 47 Meters Down?
No.
There's a movie that was on Netflix pertaining to that. And it's also, I watched it on Netflix, but it's coming out in theaters now.
Sure.
And it's not on Netflix anymore. But it's called 47 Meters Down, and there's a good representation about the bends in that movie. So, check that out.
It's a weird time.
Yeah.
James Cameron is a marine biologist, the director of Avatar and Terminator.
Oh, there's a new one coming out, Terminator 2.
No, what?
There's a new Terminator coming out as well.
Oh, yeah. It's something, I don't know.
He's a marine biologist? Did I know that?
Yeah, he developed Avatar while going down into the ocean a lot. He would go into his own personal submersible vehicle. I think he invented something or another.
Wow.
This is half remembered information to anybody listening. What do you got going on, Andrew?
Nothing, man. Working, man. Worked all
working.
weekend basically.
You're planning on moving to Pittsburgh soon.
Yeah.
How do you
I
feel
am.
about that?
I
That is
am.
definitely a change of pace from Southern Living.
Yeah, I was speaking to my coworker at ETV on yesterday, and he was joking around. He was serious though, but I was kind of joking at first. But he was like, "Need a coat?" I was like, "Man, I probably need a coat." Yeah. He's like, "Well, it's cold," and I was like, "Okay." He was like, "No, Drew, you don't understand. It's cold." And I was like, "Okay, all right, AT, I got you, man." But yeah, it's gonna be different. I love the heat.
Okay.
I love summer.
So you're going to miss that.
I love it. You know, understand, man. There's a river in Columbia, Congaree, Broad River, and they converge into one. They could create Congaree, man. I love it. I go out to the river all the time. I was out there Friday, just chilling. And I was mad when it rained so much because the water is rising. So the beach that I go on, not like a beach, but a little embankment I go on, was covered up. But I love it. I love the summers. I'm going to miss that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can always come down for summer.
It's 8.5. Well, yeah,
Cool, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but that's not an everyday trip.
Yeah, 8.5
That's
hours.
true.
Yeah.
It's not
You
bad.
got
at all.
family down here, though.
Everybody's down there. I have family in New
place.
York City, in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
So
So you won't be too far. That's a nice bus ride away if you want to spend a weekend with them.
yeah, not too bad.
How far is that?
I actually do not know. I know it's 2 hours from Cleveland, 2 hours from Akron, and 2 hours from Cincinnati. And I believe it's a 4-hour drive to Philly.
Okay.
Okay, I go to Cincinnati a lot.
There we go. I've never been to Cincinnati.
That's
You have
not
family in
too
Cincinnati?
My mom's sister lives there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you spent a winter up there before?
No, they never want to go when it's real cold. They be like, we're not getting on the roads because you have to go through like the mountains and stuff to get there. So we never really go when it's actually cold.
So you
Yeah.
never wintered? You never?
No,
Have you ever been to like a snowy mountain?
no.
Really? Have you?
I have family in Buffalo, but I never,
Buffalo?
it's always a chance when you go to a place in the winter, you get stuck.
Right.
Last year's winter storm was one of the greatest ever, right?
Oh yeah.
That snow
Talking
fury
about
they
the-
had up there throughout the whole Northeast.
Yeah.
That's why we never go. Then up north, it just snows randomly, like
Yeah.
so.
It does.
So, I mean, that's always probably what deter people from going up north during the winter season because there's a chance you can get snowed in.
Sure.
So,
But
I
then
mean,
that's like a full winter experience.
Yeah, but what do you do?
You play board games. Same thing you do on a. Well, have you ever been locked inside a house? Have you ever had like a real intense hurricane and you've been stuck inside your house? for 2
Yeah, I
weeks?
mean, yeah. I remember when 2016, I believe, and there was a storm coming through here, and water was at my front door, Myrtle Beach, and I don't know how it must have been just somebody put some little film or something in front of our door, but the water didn't get inside the apartment we were staying in, and we were in there for 3 days. And the last, second day, we were like, all right, we're going to test this out. So we went and got hibachi. Surprised they were open, but I guess I can say I've been in the house for 3 days, but I'm pretty sure winter storm was a lot worse.
Oh sure. You gotta make sure you're stocked up on supplies and salts so that you can salt the snow away on your driveway afterwards, so you can actually walk out.
I'm kind of looking forward to it, but I'm not at the same time. It's going to be, I like new experiences. I like adapting to different places, but
I'm gonna say
overall, I'm looking forward to it, I believe.
I don't know for certain, but I feel like Pittsburgh itself as a town doesn't really get much snow.
Well, they got those 2 rivers, man, that converge into one,
Yeah.
the Ohio.
Oh yeah.
The Allegheny and the starts with an M, I believe the Melagany, the Malahaney. Somebody's gonna
Why
massacre
not?
me with this pronunciation, but I know it converges into the Ohio River.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking that because when I went up there to visit it last month, I know that my tour guide was saying it's just as a rain season as Seattle, and I was like, no. I was like, well, I know Columbia has a lot of rain sometimes too because of the rivers there, but if it's a lot of rain, then I'm not looking forward to it.
So have you met any friends in Pittsburgh, or how you plan on meeting people?
I actually have a friend that I went to school with at Coastal, and he's in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So when I
You
go
won't
up
be a
there on
stranger.
the 1st, I'm going to see what he's talking about.
Let me see.
But-
Monongahela.
Right.
The Monongahela River and the Allegheny. Yeah.
I knew it started with an M.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for looking that up.
You got it.
And it forms what?
It
If-
forms the Ohio River.
Forms the Ohio River.
This is the mouth of the Ohio River.
Right.
Mouth, Mississippi. Sources, Allegheny and Monongahela. So I guess eventually the Ohio River goes into the Mississippi River. Huh. Interesting. And a whole system of waterways and stuff.
Have you ever seen the Mississippi River before?
In movies.
It is magnificent.
Okay.
I was in New Orleans for my birthday in March, and I thought, New Orleans is, of course, under sea level, but I thought the Mississippi River is going to just somehow come on top of us.
Okay.
It was, I don't know, it was incredible how big it was and how ferocious it looked.
Yeah.
I thought Charleston's, that harbor they have there was big, or it was intimidating, but Lord have mercy, that was
Sure.
it was definitely a sight to see.
There's some terrifying rivers. In Britain they have like these river pockets. So if you like wade in the water, it seems shallow, but suddenly it'll pull you in. It's just like these holes, these like empty tubes of river that go.
Empty tubes of river.
Well, all right, not empty. Let me look.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to Pittsburgh, though. Thank you for asking, whoever asked that. Thank you today, Chanel. How often do you visit Cincinnati?
We go. Well, the last few years, I think we went at least once every year. We're supposed to go again in August because one of my cousins, she's having a new baby.
Oh, okay.
So we're supposed to go back then. And
So
we
what is
went
there to do in
last year.
Cincinnati?
It's not much. Like, my aunt was so... Because, okay, she lived in Cincinnati when they were younger. Like, she moved there with one of her friends, and she had my little cousin there. Well, she's not my little cousin. She's older than me, but she was little at the time. And then they moved back to Columbia. She always stayed in Columbia. My aunts lived in every part of Columbia, every side of Columbia. And then they moved back there. It's been some years now, but when we go up there, it's not much to do to me. Well, you have to go to, like, surrounding areas. Like, we went to, what part was that? It's like the little Noah in the Ark. It's like the actual replica of it. Do you know what that is? Y'all ever heard of that?
I've seen that before online before.
I forgot what state was that in? What city was that? Was it Kentucky? No, it's not Kentucky. It's somewhere surrounding there. It was like 3 hours away from Cincinnati, and you can see the actual Noah's Ark replicas. Like, it's the same size as the actual one that was said to be built
in the
back
Bible.
in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I know they have a lot of festivals up there. They always talk about going to festivals, and they go to the little, what is it called? Kings Island, that place up there. But other than that, when we go up there, it's usually boring. I don't really like how
So
up north
is Cincinnati
looks.
a city, or is like, I know it's a city. It's got the Bengals there. I'm familiar with because of Cincinnati Bengals, but is it a big city?
Yeah, it's a big city. Okay. Well, maybe we just didn't experience the whole nine since
So
we
your
not
aunt
actually
lives
there.
on a suburban part of the town.
Yeah.
Okay.
You never watched WKRP?
Excuse me.
WKRP in
No.
Cincinnati. It was a 1970s sitcom set in a radio station.
And
Nah, I
up
did not
north,
watch it,
everything's
no.
so close together. Like, the
I'll check it
houses
out.
close together. Everything close together.
That's how Pittsburgh was. Everything
Yeah,
seemed like
it's
it's
like-
just straight up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, it's used to conserve space.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can only build upwards after a certain point.
At some points, you only can.
Yeah.
But up north is way different from down here.
Yeah.
Look-wise.
Sure.
Everything down here is flat.
Hey, Miami's it's got some big buildings, but for the most part, it's suburban flat areas.
It's flat.
But I feel like we
downtown
have
is
more
flat.
room down there. Up there, everything's like packed on everything.
Well, seem like they built these towns, these cities on river junctions, on
Yeah.
coastlines.
So they have to like construct over swamp for the most part.
Exactly, because downtown Pittsburgh is on the same way with the
Yeah.
convergence of the Allegheny and the
Monica
Haley.
Yep.
And that's where the Ohio River converges. So, I mean, that's not really the biggest point to build cities on. So, but Monongahela River. So, I mean, they build these cities. Look at New York City.
Yeah.
It's 3 islands.
It's an island. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a port, right?
Pretty much.
So, I mean, they build these cities on ports. They build these cities on New Orleans.
I mean, it helps. Atlanta. No, not
Well,
Atlanta.
Atlanta's more of a...
What's a big
I'm not
port
sure
city?
how Atlanta was built, what it was built on.
What's a big port city in?
Savannah?
Yeah.
Savannah's a big port city.
Yeah.
Savannah's a big port
Charleston.
city. Charleston.
Lord have mercy. Charleston is a great example in South Carolina.
And they're they start out as important cities because ships can land there. So they have a lot of trade that encourages a lot of businesses, and eventually they run out of space and they got to build big buildings to house all that space.
Now, one thing I am going to do when I go up there is go to see one of the Great Lakes.
Okay.
I heard that's a really good experience to see.
You can go to Niagara Falls. It's
Niagara
drivable
Falls,
distance, yeah.
No, I've actually been to Niagara Falls when I was like 1 year old, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't remember?
No, not at all.
Now you can go in the barrel.
Yeah.
Would you ever do that?
Do what?
The barrel over the Niagara Falls?
Yeah, I would do anything.
Okay.
Not anything.
Oh, really?
Not anything.
A lot of things.
Do you know what we're talking about? The barrel?
No.
This is when they put you in the barrel and they throw you off the falls.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's a famous rite of passage. Somebody survived it. They have very survivable barrels now.
So this is.
So
like
wait,
something
you
they
do it with the
This
intent
is
to
actually
die?
something they do. No. They used to do it. I don't know why they used to do it. But one person survived doing it.
And then they made an attraction.
And then they made it an attraction.
This is a real attraction.
Yeah. The barrels in Niagara.
It's not tied to so it's not like it's not like bungee jumping. You don't bounce back up. You actually fall into the water.
That sounds like suicide.
I'm
It
gonna
sounds like
say
suicide, doesn't it?
this is an actual thing. Barrel over Niagara Falls. There was a lady named Annie Taylor who was the first person to fall in a barrel.
So this was by accident at first.
I guess she did. The first recorded person to survive going over the falls was school teacher Annie Edison Taylor, who went over the falls in a barrel in 1901. Is it illegal? It is, of course, illegal to go over the falls. So apparently, not really encouraged, but is like a big old story from the 20th century.
So I thought you said this was an actual like tourist
I
attraction.
thought it was. I was so sure it was.
So those
I don't
That's
know
too
why.
much water and.
those listening, this is illegal. Do not go up to
Do
Niagara
not go,
Falls
yeah.
and go over the barrel. We just found out that this is in fact illegal.
Laws notwithstanding, some 18 daredevils since 1901 have reportedly gone over the falls in some sort of device, and a handful have even survived.
See, when you said
I thought it was an attraction.
Before you looked this up, you said survived or handful survived. I was like, oh, this is not safe.
Yeah, no. It is not safe. She was 63 years old when she did this. Can you imagine being 63 years old?
Well,
and
you know,
throwing
some
yourself-
people are like professional daredevils. And
Sure.
stuff.
People jump off the Hoover Dam.
People do jump off the Hoover Dam.
What's that mountain people been climbing?
They're not
Mount
supposed to.
Everest and some.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
half the people don't survive,
Yeah,
and they
it's-
have to leave your body up there.
They do. They can't bring them down.
Yeah.
It's a low. It's not a low survival rate, but people do die every year.
I mean, I think people survive it more and more.
I mean, but this
Often.
is it the. It's the Alps. No, what's the country that you actually have to leave from?
Nepal?
Nepal.
Yeah.
And it said like the actual restrictions and evaluations they put the mountaineers through is not as strict as it should be. They're
Right.
just allowing anybody that has money, anybody that can commandeer a tour guide to
Sure.
let them take them up there.
Sherpa.
Have y'all
A
ever
Sherpa.
went hiking before?
Yeah. Like on a very mild trail.
Yeah, very, very mild.
Oh, but actual hiking it's already a lot because I've been hiking before.
Yeah.
It's fun. We saw the little waterfall. It's in South Carolina. They have a lot of good places. You gotta go.
How long was the hike?
How long was it? I don't remember. But I promise you're gonna be tired after. So I don't know how they did that at all.
They have people
Sure.
do the was it the Palmetto Trail
Yeah.
throughout
people
the
do
entirety
Palmetto
of the
Trail.
state from the Blue Ridge all the way down to Beaufort and Hilton Head, right?
Do they?
Yeah, it's
That's
throughout the
impressive.
entire state.
Okay.
I believe I'm not sure how many miles it is, but it's throughout the entire state. Starting
That's
in
crazy.
York County, and you get down all the way to Hilton Head.
People do the New York jog. 25 miles all the way around every year.
25 miles is not that bad, actually, to my
Sure.
opinion. It's not that bad.
But
if you
running it in a
running
day.
it, I mean, jogging it.
Jogging it
You know, I don't
in
think
a
somebody
day.
running that all day now.
Sure.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, they have the what's it called, the bridge in Charleston. They have the marathon for that, Charleston Harbor Bridge
Hmm.
Run Marathon. Might be a 5K, but they do that every year. But yeah, I think is one of you goals to run a marathon.
To run a marathon in general?
Yeah, like a 5K or a 3K.
I didn't get the full picture of the
You didn't get the full
waterfall,
picture of the
but
waterfall.
it's big. It looks nice.
What waterfall was this again?
It's called. What was the name of it? See, I found it when I was at my old school. I went with somebody, and then me and my mom went back
Okay.
to it. I'm gonna find the name of it for you.
This was in South Carolina.
Oh yeah, it's in South Carolina. South Carolina has a lot of little places you can go to. I just screenshot one the other day. You just gotta know where they are.
Sure. Seems to be the case.
Well, this is just going way off topic.
This is going way on topic. You want to go back to alligators in Southern Lebanon? Have you ever been to the Everglades in Miami?
No.
Because there's like spots where you can wrestle an alligator if you want to.
Wrestle an alligator.
Yeah, they have some in captivity, and they bring them out, and you can wrestle them.
At your
They-
own risk, folks.
They have no. Their strength comes in closing their mouth. They have no ability to open their mouth if you
Oh,
hold it around them.
that's why the little electrical tape holds their mouth shut.
Yeah,
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
it's like lobster claws. You know, lobsters can't open their claws.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that force. But
I mean, what would be the point of like actually have a muscle to open their mouth? What would be
right,
the point?
exactly. But shutting it,
Yeah.
it's like I think 40 pounds of pressure per square inch or something like that. It's like
Mhm.
crazy high. Like you will definitely die. But if you want, you can wrestle an alligator.
Yeah, I've seen on YouTube the sound of the actual alligator shutting their mouth is awakening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big thing.
So any movies you're all actually looking forward to seeing? I have one, but I want to hear yours first since you're a movie buff.
I'm very excited about in terms of recent movies. You know what? It's generic, but I like me some Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is coming out. Far From Home's coming out.
I'm excited for Spider-Man.
I actually went and saw on Sunday Rocket Man.
Okay,
Yeah,
how'd that go?
it was actually decent. I
I
liked it. Yeah.
I heard a lot of decent things.
Been listening to Elton John all weekend.
Sure, I'm a
Yeah.
fan of Elton John.
Yeah. I want to go see the movie about the Beatles. People forgetting the Beatles. I think I mentioned this to
Oh,
you.
I saw that
There's a movie
preview.
about the Beatles.
I forgot the name. Look it up real fast, MTs. But this premise is that a blackout occurs, and then on the internet, it's just wiped off the face of the earth. The Beatles, and the guy looks it up, and
Yesterday,
yesterday is the title.
it's coming out.
He looks it up on the line, and then of course, what comes up? An actual beetle, an animal comes up, the
Right.
insect. So now he's
supposed to be performing their songs and stuff, right? Like he
Mhm.
acting like he's them.
yeah. I hope he actually says at the end of the movie, "Oh, these are not my songs," but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Huh.
But it's made by the same director that directed Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah. Danny Boyle.
So that's going to be good.
Screenplay by Richard Curtis. Did you ever watch Love Actually?
I've heard of
Or-
it before.
Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Heard of that one too.
Yeah, I think he wrote that. Yeah, Danny Boyle's done a lot. He did 127 Hours, 28 Days Later.
Yeah. When is the
He's-
Yesterday supposed to be coming out?
It's supposed to be coming out.
Next
Well,
month?
apparently it's already got a rating from presumably its premiere. June 28th.
Oh, wow, that's next weekend.
Yeah,
I'm definitely seeing that.
sure. At the time of recording.
Huh?
Next weekend at the time of recording. Right?
I'm so confused.
If somebody
Me too.
if somebody listens to this in the future,
Oh, man. I know, man. I know. I just slipped up. I slipped up.
next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be good. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little burnt out on Richard Curtis. He used to be good. But
Well,
then
it-
he does the same kind of things all
Well-
the time.
I saw the trailer again, of course, this weekend, and it looks really good. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks really good.
You like biopics?
Biopics?
Yeah.
Refresh me.
Biopics are biographical pictures.
So, like Elton John.
Like Elton John, like the Freddie
Bohemian
Mercury
Rhapsody
one.
came out.
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody is a biopic.
Depends on the person that
Sure.
they're biopicking.
Yeah, that's always the case,
They're
isn't it?
biopic.
If you're that interested in somebody.
I wanted to see Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, but I just watched it on YouTube.
Oh,
Watch the clips that they. But if I do want to see it, I'll just buy it off of eBay.
Sure.
DVD.
eBay DVD.
Well, I get
Oh,
all
like
my
Redbox?
as I get all my DVDs off of eBay. I buy them off it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My collection's like 2 stacks high this tall.
Sure.
Yeah. So, Yeah, but I really want to see how to buy it off of eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I own too many movies. I own a bunch of TV shows.
Yeah, I like to have a tangible.
Yeah, I like to have a
to
physical
have something
device.
physically there.
With bonus features and stuff. I like a good bonus.
If you can
feature.
get them.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can get, I'm trying to get all the trilogies. I just got Back to the Future trilogy.
Fun.
Of course, the Dark Knight trilogy. I got the first Spider-Man trilogy. A couple of them I got, man. So.
Did you like it? Do you have any opinions on these? Which of these movies have you seen?
None.
None? You haven't seen any Back to the Future?
No.
No Spider-Man?
I'm not interested in that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, for those listening, Deschanel is not a movie buff.
No.
She
No.
likes sitcoms.
Yeah, I love sitcoms.
And
She watches the television channel what?
Fuse.
Fuse. So,
Fuse.
Sister shows, The Parkers, Moesha, and Sister.
Okay.
so very different fields, but
Yeah.
same product. Same product.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's all commercialism is. All right. We're at 41 minutes right now.
Yeah, I was about to say we gotta close up.
So I feel like we broached a lot of subjects today.
Yeah, we definitely covered, of course, growing up in Miami for you, growing
Yeah.
up in the southern areas for me and Deschanel.
Right.
And,
And big changes in the future. And big exciting movies to watch.
yeah.
Yeah.
We also covered some news stuff too.
We did.
Covered a little news buffs too for all myself personally, news buffs. I like news.
Okay.
So I think it was a good topics we covered. Thank
All
y'all
right.
for listening.
Thanks. You want to say
Thank y'all.